Hi everyone, it's Tonya, and I want to share with you today just what I've been doing this afternoon since I've been home from work. I'm currently working on a new cookbook using the Cosmo Cricut 1934 circuit paper line. And the other day I was watching Fiona's channel, and she was sharing these little flowers that she was making from a bordered punch. And I just wanted to kind of show you what I've been working on for the last couple of days. I've been making these up. So I'm going to show you a quick tutorial for those of you who are not on Fiona's subscribers, and she's Jennings644, I believe. I'll put her link in the description whenever I post the video. But I just wanted to share my version of her flower. So this is definitely a take on her flower, and I just used a different border punch. So let's get started. And what I've done is I have some book pages here that I cut into a one inch strip, and I've already punched them, but I used a different punch. On this one I used the scallop punch that has the hole. It's the Fiskars one, and this is the flower that it made using that punch. I love how it gives it that kind of ruffle look. And I've already colored my paper and dried it so that I wouldn't have to do that in the video. But what I did was I just took the tumbled glass distress ink, and I took the Glimmer Mist that is the hydrangea, and I just put, for those who aren't familiar with this technique, I just put this onto the mat, directly onto my craft mat. And then I spritzed this hydrangea right on there. And what it did was, instead of the book page being the tumbled glass, it kind of gave it a grayish tone, so it matches a little better with the bluish green that's in the paper line that's right there. So then I just ran this through here and just kind of crinkled it up as I went and kind of wiped it up in that. And I've got a couple pieces here, and then I just wadded it up and then dried it with my heat tool. So that's just basically what I did, so that you know. Now I'm gonna skip that step because I've already done this. Now I have my, I've got my heat gun already heated up in case this doesn't dry fast enough, but it worked fine last night when I was working on them. What I'm going to use is my quick dry adhesive, and I'm going to start with my ruffle side towards the outside. And I have to sit down because if I don't, I will hold the thing up and you won't see anything. So I'm going to start with the outside, and I'm going to put some glue. I'm going to be pretty generous with the glue here. And I'm going to kind of go all the way around about halfway. And then starting with the outside layer, if I want this to be really big, I'm going to start really close to the edge. If I want it to be a smaller flower, which I do because I already have the one big one, I'm going to start a little bit further in. And then I'm going to just take it and I'm going to fold it over and press it down. And then as I do that, I'm going to kind of turn. And it's okay if it's a little wrinkled. I kind of want that effect. And I'm going to just keep turning. And I'm out of glue, so I need to put a little bit more glue. And try to stay the same depth all the way around. I hope you guys can see that. Okay, so I'm just going to keep pressing and turning, and it's like a pleat. I know you've seen this technique 1,000 times on other things. I think Tim Holtz did it this year with the 12 tags of Christmas with this tissue tape, which definitely, you know, would work too. Now see how that didn't meet all the way with that one piece? It's okay. I'm just going to kind of pull it around because I don't want to start another piece right there. So I'm just going to kind of pull it around. By the time you add like all the layers to this, it won't matter. So then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put another layer, and the further out you go, like away from the center, the actual more layers you'll be able to acquire, like when you start on your inside piece. So I really want my text to show, so I'm going to figure out which side is the better side. And I'm going to just cut this little piece off that doesn't have any text on it because I really want the text. That's what I'm after. And I'm going to begin with row 2, and I'm just going to have row 2 kind of start off offset from the other pleats, from the other scallops. So I hope you can see that. So they're kind of a little bit offset. And don't worry about fluffing it out. You can do all that afterwards. But I'm just going to keep pressing. Just turn it and press, turn it and press. Now you want to repeat this process about 3 or 4 times on a smaller flower and as many times as you can on a fuller flower. I'm just going to put a little more glue. I have really enjoyed, thank you Fiona for this technique, because I'm going to tell you, I love the look of the book pages, and I don't know if you guys have paid attention to the new releases that are coming out, but Cosmo Cricut has some of these already pre-made. So if you're not real coordinated with this, definitely check into their stuff, because it's going to match their paper lines, I'm sure. Theirs are probably going to look a lot better than mine, but this is a good solution for now. And again, I'm going to just start with my next one. I've made it all the way around on that one. And see how the text does not go all the way to the end on this side, but when I flip it over, it does. I really want to pay attention to that whenever I'm doing it. And I'm just cutting off a piece that doesn't have any text. And here we go again. And I'm just going to stay, just past where the hole is in this scallop punch. And I'm just going to keep pleating and turning, pleating and turning. I really love the look of this. And you could try this with whatever punch you actually have. You don't have to use the scallop punch. I just like the way the leaves looked kind of mum-like. And what I really like about this type of flower is that it would be fine for a scrapbook page, because it's not a super thick flower. And it wouldn't matter if it got a little crushed, because you could always puff it back up again. Let me put a little bit of glue right here and put that one down. And now we're getting towards the inside, and like I said, see how you can kind of puff it up? I could stop there, but I think I want to do one more layer. And I'm going to pay attention to my paper, and I'm just going to come in here. Oh, I need glue. You really do need to keep the glue handy if you want it to stick. Okay, so here we go. And this time I'm probably not going to use a full sheet because of the way the circle is getting smaller and smaller as we go. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing here. This quick dry glue is great, but it does dry quick, and sometimes you just have to keep adding. Now it's starting to get a little thick through the center. I may have to go ahead and cut it. Trying to leave my hand where you can kind of see what I'm doing. Keep those scalloped edges out if you can, where you crinkled the paper, because it won't look good if they're all smushed in towards the inside. So I've made it all the way back around again. And you know what would be super cute in the center of this, instead of using a button or something, would be one of those itty bitty Prima roses, or those Reminisce roses. Would be really cute in the center. Okay, and then when I get to the center, I'm just pulling it up and pinching it like I did with the other flower that I taught you how to do. And then I'm going to press it in the center. And then that just kind of flattens it out a little bit. Now, it's a little wet from from all of the glue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it just a few seconds with the heat gun, and then that will just kind of help for that glue to just finish drying so I can fluff and really get it going. Now this is newsprint because it came from a book, and if you'll notice as it does its thing, let me get some tweezers, as it starts to do its thing with the heat gun, it's burning the paper because I'm really close to it, and I like that because it gives it that antiqued look without me having to go back with ink. But it will dry your paper out and cause it to be brittle, so be very careful. Don't get too close with it. So I'm pretty much thinking that that's good. And this is what we have. So there we go. And what I'm going to do now is just kind of fluff it up a little bit. But look at how it's given it that texture all the way around, and just kind of play with those pleats and get them out. Now I need to find a center, and I think what I'm going to do is I have this center, but what I used yesterday on the ones that I made, and I may want to keep them consistent, but it might be a little too big, I don't know, is this center. Yeah, it might be, I don't know, maybe. This is the one that I did that's going on my book. So I think that might be a little too, it might be a little too big. What do you guys think? Y'all let me know. I won't glue it down. Y'all let me know. What I might end up doing, because like I said, I've got this one glued down already. What I might end up doing is doing something like this and then coloring the center black with some stays on or something. So anyway, there's that, because it's going in a specific book. Now what I've done is I have a piece of that book that I've already cut into, I've already glimmered it up with the green color. And this was some of my homemade, so I can't really tell you what I did. What the color is. And then I'm just going to take it and fold it over. And that's going to give me my little leaf that I really want scrunched up. And then I'm going to take this bottom part right here and I'm going to pull it, pinch it down like that and kind of twist it. And then I'm going to take the back of this and I'm going to put a little dab of glue and then maybe put this down like this. And I'm going to cut another one roughly the same way. Just take it, just folded it in half, and this way your two sides stay symmetrical. And I'm just doing little strips. I'm going to take, once again, I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to pinch these two together, and then I'm going to twist. And that's going to cause that to kind of pucker up a little bit. And I'm going to come back with a little more glue, and I'm going to place it right there. And so now this is ready for my book cover, for my little book that I'm making. And of course, if you want them really small, what you could do is just cut a smaller circle and start that as your base, and then just keep making them smaller and smaller. So there's my tip for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Oh, today was day 19 if I didn't say that already. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks.